So Vasily, would you like to say some words about you or just present your floor?
I don't know. This is nothing special about me yet. So I'll try to share my my screen and.
Yeah, did we meet Vasily in Georgia or I think?
Yeah. No, but we will meet.
Oh, okay, we will meet.
Not before? No.
Okay, because I thought he was in the group that we visit for during eco mode.
No, okay. He was another one, another boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is my screen visible?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. So I have this.
But we could not see full screen because this is just part. Yeah, it's better. Yeah.
So in here I have actually the game in the environment that it's running, and I have. So basically, the thing that we had to add, which was missing, was localization for other languages. And that is already added. I have, so in such a way, we have all the languages except for Portuguese right now, which we can simply add in a couple of seconds when we have the translations for that. And every other one is already, so we can choose any other language and see how it works. So not many words in this game as it is, but this is more or less, so we provide the option in the very beginning to choose the language that we want to play in. After that, so we decided to have 3 different levels that we have to go through. So after some testing, it was decided that we should do level 1 fire, level 2 fire, and the major forest fire. And each time that we click on a level, after testing, we decided that in the very beginning, the volunteer who is testing should actually choose the correct equipment for the type of forest fire for the type of fire that they're entering. In this case, we have forest fires. So the person should be familiar with the equipment. And in this case, so I can either choose correctly or incorrectly, which will give me either plus points or minus points. So in this case, okay, so I have to choose the helmet, which is for the forest fires. And in this case, I have very similar equipment in theory, but so one is for civil equipment. So this one is for civil equipment, the other is for forest fires. And in here as well, I have to choose completely the correct equipment, after which I can actually start to go in the game.
So Vasily, just one comment. The previous picture actually giving a kind of clue because he's in the forest. So
well,
do you think is there any possibility to delete the background and give the only
yeah, sure, no problem. I could try that. I inserted that picture after we had some feedback from
okay.
So yeah, I can change that around as well. It's not a problem. Changing pictures is the easiest part in here. So in here we have, so this is where you're in the forest. So the controls are very simple. So we can look around and we can walk around in the forest. So the forest that we did is actually pretty big, and so we want to make it a little bit easier on the people. We have this indication of where you can go. Otherwise, it could take a very long time to actually find the fires that we're talking about. So if we just go to this place, we have this. So when you approach the fire at some interval, it will give us the options that we can choose between, which are all of the tools which were in the modules, right? And some added ones as well. So so you cannot really do these unless you're familiar with the modules in here. So the idea is, if the fire is small, if the flames are small and it's mostly smoke, so I can use these hand tools to put out the fire. In this case, this fire is very small. I could actually use, so the fire beater, you have to choose this correctly in here as well. When you choose it, it tells you how many points you have, and at the top you get the score. So if you choose incorrectly, it will give you negative score, and you can try again to choose the correct answer. And you can start doing that, and repeatedly until your score either depletes entirely. at which point you really failed as putting out the fire. So in this level, there are 3 different fires that we have to put out with the equipment that was provided. In here as well, so we go to the second fire, and at some interval when we approach it, again, the tools now show up, but we're missing the one that we already used, so we can't use exactly the same tool every time. So in this sense, we're basically testing the knowledge of what kind of tools we can use for what kind of fires. And in here as well, so I can just, for demonstration, try to choose a random one to get, minus points, and my score gets deducted. I don't know if it's visible in here. And I have to then choose the right choice in here. And for example, the shovel, in this case, if the fire is low enough, it will actually work. And the final one will be choosing the correct equipment from the other ones that are left. And in this case, for example,
Vasily, sorry for interruption, but could you tell us please about indicator we can see in screen?
So which one? So you mean the fire one?
No, this indicator, yeah.
Yeah. So
where you have
so this thing basically, so if
4 meters now, I can see.
Yeah. So this thing is basically it shows me on the screen where the fire is located, and we just edit this because if somebody gets lost, if people are not really familiar with how to navigate in the game itself, so that won't be a problem in real life, but in the game itself, if you get lost in the navigation, you can always keep track of this indicator which is here, and if you take a look at it and center it on your screen, that tells you how far away you have to go and what direction it is in. So it might tell you that it's on the left or on the right, and just have to turn to get to the point where you're looking for. So as I said, this wasn't really a problem if people are familiar with how to navigate in a game, but when testing, it was quite a lot of people actually got easily lost because they're not familiar with the controls themselves. So we added that. And in this case as well, we also have to, so in the final fires case, we choose the correct option. And after the correct option, we get the success message. And now we can go back to the main menu and we can go to any other level. And that's more or less how we decided that it should be. So for the second stage, we can just go through that as well. In here as well, we have to choose the correct equipment. It actually consists more or less, the thing was, we can't really show them different types of equipment because the equipment that they have to choose is always going to be the same. And because this is the forest fire, the thing that with firefighters is that they always have to be prepared. So because of that, before each stage, we always have to indicate the correct type of equipment that they have to put on before they go on into the forest to put out the forest fires. So for the level 2, we have a slightly bigger fire in here. So in this case, so as we can see, first, when we look at it, we can assess how the situation is. In this case, we see that the car is on fire, there's little flames. When we approach it further, we will have more different options as well. So in this case, because the fire is small, we have to choose we can choose the fire sprayer backpack. But we have another case in here as well, which will test for the knowledge of vehicle equipment as well. Because this is a forest, and if the fire is larger, in the case that I have in the other place in here, so this is a much larger fire, and using the sprayer would be completely ineffective. But in here we can test the knowledge of what kind of vehicle a person can use to get to the foresty area. So even though, for example, this one looks like a correct choice, in the modules we had that in the foresty areas, they use these kind of trucks. So 4x4 trucks, light trucks, which we have to choose in this case. And that would approach this place and, spray it with water. So that's the correct choice for that thing. And the final one, we have the major forest fire, where again, we have to choose the correct equipment, which is in different places. So if somebody chooses it without really knowing which one is correct one, they probably won't be able to. And in here we have, so the forest fire in this so this is an actual genuine forest fire. So using hand tools would be inefficient in this case. And in here we just have different types of vehicles that the firefighters could use. And we know that they have aerial vehicles and land vehicles as well. And basically, we have, so in here we have three different options which are correct. So one would be using, for example, this kind of hybrid plane. One would be using the helicopters that they use for transporting water. And the other one also using the specialized vehicle that is designed for forest navigation. So those three options would be correct. And then here as well, you just have to, you either click on the wrong answer because you saw a plane, you think maybe that's the correct answer. It will be incorrect. It will give you another try, where you can actually choose the correct one. And then we can compare the score that people get to actually see how well they're doing. So in this case, we can choose the correct option. It will also give us the correct score and tell us that this is the option for that. Other than that, we can go over it in any language that we have. Everything is already translated. So we have even the score, the level indicators, and everything that might need translation. We already have that. And other than that, I think that's more or less everything that we have in this game for now.
Yeah, and also about the links, what we have, they work, they works, and also about sound. Could you tell us that now we could not hear sound?
Yeah, so I'm not really sure how to share sound in this Zoom, but yeah, every time that you choose the correct answer, so the whole game has sounds, of course, and when you are in the forest, it has this, so you know the sounds of the forest. When you approach the fire, there's the sounds of the fire, so you could also navigate by sound. And in the cases we have these different options, right, between that people can choose between, and when they choose the correct option, it will play the sound which is associated with that tool. For example, if you choose the fire beater, when you press that thing, it will have some kind of sound of the fire beater. And if you have, so in the final level that I showed, if you have a helicopter, if you choose the helicopter or a plane or something like that, it will also play that sound. So it will give you like, oh yeah, the plane is flying over this part. So yeah, also another indication how a person can tell that they're right. So that's the thing that we have.
Yeah, and also for each organization, we can see on this display, we have their own website, of course.
Yeah, so these are all of these are buttons. So if anybody is interested in more detail, they can click this, and it will on the phone, it will direct you to the website itself, and we can see that in here as well how it works. So yeah, for each of these, we have provided the website itself. So all of these are buttons as well.
Yeah, I think that it's all. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very nice. Thank you, Vasily.
Elmo, your microphone.
You muted, Elmo. You have been muted.
Yes, I'm coming. Just a sec. I asked a question to Vasilis about the navigation. I could not understand clearly how to navigate with the two buttons.
So the first, so it's basically the principle of the joystick. So the left part is, so when I move it forward, you go forward, you move it back, you go back, left and right, it goes left and right. And the other one is looking around. So if with this, you can always face only one direction, but if I can use the other one to just look around in any other direction. So this only goes in two axes. So that will be left and right, and this would be just moving in the direction that I'm choosing it. In theory, so if you have it on the phone like we had designed, you would use one finger for navigating forward and through the sides, and the other one to look around. So that's how it would look like. So you would go like this.
So there is a fire. There is a fire 50 meters from me.
Yes.
How do I get into the fire?
So you take this, so on the left knob, you take it and you direct it forward to go forward, and you can see, so visually as well, you're moving through the fire. You get to this part, you can stop. And when you get to a certain point, it will show you the buttons that you can, so the choices basically that you have to choose between.
Yeah, I repeat the question. I have to go 50 meters from me, from my location. How do I use the two buttons?
So I use the left button to move forward. So when I press this button, so I have it pressed and I tilt it forward while it's pressed. You go forward.
Come on, Elmo, it is so simple. Ask Lorenzo. I'm sure he will teach you.
That is exactly the problem. It's very
No.
easy for children. That's exactly the problem. It's not so easy like you think, because we have a different way of thinking. We are not born with the games. I was born with the tools to work in the land, not with the games. That's exactly the point. But
So, Elmo, we will have
find the
time in
problem.
Turkey for training,
no, that's fine. That's fine.
face-to-face training.
We spend 1 week in Turkey to be trained.
Yeah.
But
We will teach you how can you play with your fingers, Elmo. Don't worry.
I know how to play with the fingers.
Okay.
Don't make me shy. So the question is, by using the two buttons, I will end up into the fire for sure. I will find the fire, correct?
So yeah, that's why we have this indicator in here. So if you can't, so if you get lost or confused, that's why we added this thing in the middle of the screen, which tells you how far away the fire is. And it shows you more or less what direction the fire is facing. And by correcting your direction, again, with these mouse buttons, so with these joysticks, as you can think of them. So for example, you're facing the wrong direction. The indicator tells you that it should be more to the left. So you just basically move to the left until you see that it's in the middle of the screen, after which you can tell that you move forward and you will get to the fire.
Yeah, this is correct now. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. But we will have time in Turkey to face to practice.
Yes,
that
it's
in
better.
our mobile, so it will be easier, because now it's not the.
Yeah, so when you actually hold it on the phone, it's much simpler to understand how they work, because you just move with this
Yes.
two joysticks and it's much more intuitive.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I have sent some changes. Did you change that or no? I don't.
Yeah, he
I think
changed.
he-
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very
Yes.
much. Yes. But after pre-pilot test, we will have the opportunity. If there
Yeah.
is something, we can change it. Okay.
Of course. Yeah.
So it's okay about the game.
Game for the smartphone. Is this game for the smartphone and for the PC also?
So currently it's for the smartphone, but due to the developing environment that we're using, it could easily be brought to the PC if it's necessary. But I don't think that that was stated anywhere. But if we could do it very simply. But for now, it's only for the smartphones. Yeah.
What the partner think? Okay, who are the target groups? Let's think about the target groups. Do we have the target groups using also the PC, or mainly the PC, or the target group are doing the training, for example, using the PC, and then they do the gaming using the smartphone? I don't know. We have to think about the target groups.
So I'm actually not sure how that would be, because if we are, so it depends on the training environment, doesn't it? So if in the environment they are provided with the smartphones, they could actually completely do the whole training on the smartphone. If it's on the PC, it then must be, and if, for example, they only have the PC, then the control scheme will slightly be changed that you can do everything with the mouse instead of with the fingers. That would be the only difference. So it really depends on the environment that they will have the training conducted in.
Yes, I understand.
And the most important is that we promised the mobile game.
Yes. This is what I want to say. This is about mobile games. So we have to have a training, a small training in the meeting in Turkey in a smartphone to understand more. And after that, we can explain to our partners.
So it is not any smartphone, yeah? It should be an Android.
Yeah,
it should be an Android, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so if the people in the room in Turkey don't have Android, because I have an Apple device and Tuba has an Apple device, I mean, all family members in our around, they are using Apple. So how can we?
So the problem of exporting this game so it is compatible with Apple devices is not really much of a problem. The problem would be that we have to, because Apple has a system in place distributing that kind of game, we would need to put it on the official App Store first before we're able to distribute this game.
Okay. Because probably you will ask during the meeting to test the game and give our leave feedbacks.
Yeah, and so that's why Android is just simply, it's faster to do it with Android, because even if it's not uploaded anywhere, we could just give them the application and they can download it and test it out. For Apple, the procedure is kind of different.
Okay, and also about payment, we have to take into account, because for Apple, we have to pay. For Android, we already have this space where we can upload it.
Okay, so we can use any other people who has Android, their mobile phone during the meeting, and we can test and give our each feedback then.
Okay.
Sorry, what is the cost for Apple?
I don't know, but I have to check. Maybe it's about 100 euro per year. But I am not sure if it's correct or no, because I checked.
Something like that.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it too hard to check? I would say from the Turkish side, considering that in your university, you're mainly using Apple, you said?
Around us, during the test, there are the most common device we use here is usually Apple. So it is probably not really easy to find someone in the room who are using the Android device, but we will try. So don't worry, Elmo. I mean, we can borrow some of our friends' mobile phone during the meeting.
It's not only for the testing.
Yeah.
Looking into the reporting, for example, to the national agency. The question is, I'm not sure myself, but it's a question of telling the national agency that the game is usable in both Android and Apple, for example. Considering target group is the younger generation, so most of them, they are maybe 50% Apple, 50% Android. So I don't know. I'm just a consideration that we should.
Yeah, the only thing that we would have to change is basically getting the Apple development plan, because exporting this project to Apple devices should not be hard. It's already designed for mobile, so it's only a matter of exporting. The problem would be distribution.
How long does it take? It takes 1 day, half a day. How long does it take?
I mean, if we had the developer plan already, exporting this thing would be just a matter of a couple of days. But the problem is actually having this. So the developer plan, as Ia said, it should be around 100 euro a year. And on top of that, you have to upload it officially to some store. And I think it has to be checked and stuff like that. So it's just additional time. So that's the problem. The problem isn't exporting the game. The problem is the other bureaucratic things that it's connected
Yeah.
with.
But I
Because they
think-
have to confirm us, and it needs also several days. But also very important is that we wrote Android game again, the same, not any kind of.
Okay, so then
Yeah.
we agree on this, then it's okay, then the problem is solved.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted to hear, because let's make sure that we deliver what we have promised.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, so we can continue now.
Yes, yes.
Raquel is with us from Portugal, but she has problem with video, I think.
Yeah,
So
having some problems. Sorry.
Yes, yeah.
sorry, Sophia. So do we need something anything from Vasily, or he can?
No,
leave?
thank you, Vasily. No,
Okay.
I think it's okay. Thank
Thank
you.
you. Vasily.
Yeah.
Thank you
because-
so
Thank
much.
you,
very
Vasily.
much for your
Thank you very much.
Yeah, all right, thank you. I'll excuse myself now.
So
Okay.
we have to
Bye-bye.
continue quickly because Elmo says that he must leave. And my plan was to have 40 minutes for the meeting. What we have to discuss? We have the pre-pilot test. We can start the pre-pilot test. I have all the guidelines how to start it in the agenda. You can the pre-pilot test can start on the 15th of December. I think from tomorrow we can start the pre-pilot test because everything is okay. We thank very much Ia because she was working and she's working very, very hard to upload all, to make all the corrections, the changes, etc. So I thank you very, very much, Ia. And of course, I thank, I appreciated the way that all the partners work with IA, answer in questions for translation, etc. So we love you, Ia, as Elmo says. But
No, it's me.
No.
we are a group. We are a group. So we are working together. So it's very important to answer. Sometimes goes very quickly, answer quickly about some translations, but it I hear the comments from Elmo. They were very good about to write an introduction and something like that. It goes for the best to improve the project. So okay, we are a very good group. We start the pre-pilot test 15th of December till the end of January. After that, we can discuss in the meeting in Turkey about the other deadlines, but the pilot test could start 10th of February. I can share, it's better to share screen. A moment, one second. Yes, I think it's better now. You can see. So the pre-pilot test, the 15 till the end of January. The pilot test could start 10th of February. The online testing includes the competence map, the OR interface, the training modules, the self-assessment, and the game. Partners will translate the questionnaire. This is the work that we have to do to translate this in national language to have ready at the end of January to give to the trainers to complete it. Partners will translate the questionnaire. Partners have to install the online questionnaire in SurveyMonkey or Google Tools because we need to collect all the data in Excel's format. After that, we have to produce a national report. And Elmo, after the national report, he will make international report. Turkey partners, the Tukba, will produce the second newsletter. We can exchange ideas with her, but we have to add in this newsletter the kickoff meeting, EO1, EO2, implementation of training course. And if one partner has something some activity that he wants to present in the newsletter, we can send, you can send information about that. Okay. Moment. What else?
Sophia, can you scroll up please a bit?
Yes, yes. A moment, because I don't know what. Something wrong. Okay, it's good.
But you will share the meeting minutes later, so it is okay. Yeah?
Yes. It completed. Okay. When all the partners, okay, so the suggestion is to send an email to the testers, to the people that 5 people, we need 5 people to have the pre-pilot test, to send the link about the material, competency map, or platform. All the links are in this document. Okay, I stop. So I will send all the minutes, and if you have some comments, you can send them. But the one thing that I need to discuss now is that about the meeting in Turkey. I told about that in Tukba because some people have concern and afraid to travel these days because of Omicron, because of so my partners, my colleagues afraid to do that, to travel. What is your opinion? For me, it will be better to postpone some days at the end of January because I don't feel good to travel these days. Not only me, but the partners, that the colleagues that will come with me. So,
like as the hosting organization, if you ask my idea, I mean, for our city, everything is fine and perfect, but the only consideration is you have to pass Istanbul. So I don't want to put you in this kind of situation because the rates are so high and Istanbul is really big airport and there are too many circulation there. And like, even if you are so careful and you really like obey all the rules for during the COVID, it is like happens in 1 second. And by considering the situation, it will be much better to postpone the meeting because it is not related coming Muğla, because you have to pass at least 3 airports. Your airport, Istanbul, and Muğla airport. So, I mean, we are always happy to have you here, but we have to think about the health conditions. So just try to postpone the meeting.
Okay, this is a very bad moment to decide, but nevertheless, pandemic is increasing in every country.
Yeah.
Especially in the public transportation, airports and airplanes. So I think at the present moment, we should postpone at least to February, from my point of view. And then we shall discuss it again in January without booking any flight at the present moment. So to see how it goes, because the situation is really getting bad and getting worse also here in Italy.
So, because we have to decide now. We don't have meeting at 7th in January in Turkey, and we must try to find new days at the end of January or in the beginning of February. Okay,
I think, I mean, like we are hearing from some European partners and European countries, especially we have a partner from Austria, and the lady told us that the Austrian government are planning to have some regulations to visit outside of the Europe and even some European countries. So probably they have considered Turkey as a red zone again. And when you come here, you may have some like 10 days, 15 days quarantine. So even February is not a good idea from my point of view.
Should we have another country, meeting in another country, for example, in February, March?
No,
Because
Elmo,
July,
if we do this, we can't join any meeting then.
I think we have to wait.
The discussion is not related to 1 or 2 days or 1 week or 2 weeks. Here we are talking about months. Because if the pandemic is increasing now, if we're lucky, it will decrease again in February, March, not in January. So that is the same for Spain, and sorry, for also for Turkey and Greece and Italy and so on. So I think let's stop it for the present moment, and then when it is the middle of January, we see if the trend is increasing or decreasing, and then at that point we can discuss again about the location and the timing.
Okay, so we have to, because we are waiting during the 10 days, 15 days, we will have more new results about pandemic, I think, new instructions. So we have to wait to see how will be the situation. This is the one. The other, Elmo, you ask, I don't understand. Is Moodle ready for all the language? Yes, it is. Everything is okay. Okay, Ian, do you agree with me?
About Moodle?
No, Moodle, our platform. We haven't Moodle. What Moodle?
Oyer, yes, but Moodle, no.
We haven't Moodle. Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, it was mistake. Okay. So everything is okay. We can start. I will send the minutes. You read it. If you have any question, you can ask. But it's very important to start the pre-pilot test, to keep, to be already, to be with deadlines, to be okay, not to postpone the deadlines, because we will have problem at the end. About the meetings, we have meeting in Portugal, Georgia, and Turkey. This is the 3 meetings that we have. In Italy, we have the training in April, on April. We will see, but it's better to wait 10, 15 days, and after that to decide by email, okay?
Yes, I agree.
Something, yes.
Sorry, bye-bye.
You must leave. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you
Bye,
very much.
Theo.
One thing about the time sheets. I don't know if you created that, the second part, time sheets. You must, you can, because now we finished EO2, EO3. We are in the beginning, so you must some days from EO5. So you must prepare the time sheets. Okay, is there something else that you want to ask?
Yes, sorry, Sophia. Sorry. The timesheet is about management. So did you get the timesheet till which month? So from which month to which month do you want the timesheet? We need to understand this clearly.
Yes, so but I'm not sure that everyone did that, so I remind.
No, I think he wants to know, like, from
which month we have to start the timesheet, because according to the Gantt chart, I think that the EO2, it goes from June until December. So I think that we need to do the timesheet from June until December, because, for example, I can't remember if we did all the same, but I think that we did the timesheet for the EO1 from January or December until April.
EO2 is
Excuse me, just give me 30 seconds. The timesheet is not done only for one IO. Timesheet is done for a period of time. So for the last 5 months, maybe you've been working IO1, IO2, IO5, IO4, I don't know. So from the management point of view, I need to understand. She asked for a timesheet and I asked for the timing. You want the timesheet? Probably you have received the timesheet already for the first 10 months. I don't know. So that means you want from the month 11 to the month 15. I don't know. I just give examples, but the management should know and should inform all the partners about the timesheet she has already and what timesheet she wants from which period, from which month to which month. That's it. She has to check it because otherwise we don't know. If she's missing timesheet from any partner, she's supposed to contact that partner and to have a discussion with that partner, not with the rest of the partners. But before I go, about the point number 5, we have a pre-pilot testing and pilot testing.
Yes.
At the end of the pre-pilot testing, the pre-pilot testing to be completed by the end of December, we need the national report.
Sorry, Elmo. Pre-pilot test end of January. Finished it.
So if the pre-pilot test finish at the end of January, I'm not asking for the national report at the end of January. You do the pre-pilot testing by the end of January. You do the pilot testing by the end of...
A moment to check.
No, Elmo, for if we do pre-pilot test end of January, this means that we need at least 1 week to write the report.
Yes.
That's
From
exactly
first,
what I'm saying.
the report.
Let me finish to explain. I have to prepare the international report for the pilot, for the testing. So from you, I need only one national report to include the pre-pilot and to include the pilot. So don't send me the national report when you have completed the pre-pilot testing. Keep informations together. Prepare the report when you have the pre-pilot data and the pilot data put into a national report, one national report, and then you send it to me. That's the opportunity to make.
Sorry, Elmo, maybe something I don't understand. We have the first questionnaire in the pre-pilot test. Maybe we have some changes about that.
Yes. Let me explain. Very simple. So we do the pre-pilot testing, we collect the data, we prepare the first part of the national report, and we prepare an Excel file to write down the major problems with the system. So maybe we have 5, 10 major problems. We fix the system with those 10 problems. And then we start the pilot testing in February. We do the testing, the pilot testing, we collect the data, and we put everything into the national report, pre-pilot and pilot. We fix the system and the training content if necessary. We fix it again for the second time, and everything is done.
Okay. So the first week of February, we have to collect the changes for them.
Like Shirai said, we should do it by the end of January. By the end of January, we should be able to finish the pre-pilot testing and to prepare the 2-3 problems description if I found.
Okay.
To fix the OER.
Yeah, Elmo, I just want to say something to support your idea, because usually after the pre-pilot testing, it is not really useful to share the statistical information. But the most important thing is usually the final question. What do you want to add, or how do you think we can improve the system? So the partners are usually giving like a written information here. Okay, change the length of the modules, like add something here. So maybe rather than writing a pre-pilot testing national report, we can write a short paragraph, the suggestions for improvement.
We use an Excel file. In the Excel
Yes.
cells, you put down the information and we share that file in Google Drive. Because if you have 5 changes from Turkey, 5 changes from Italy, 5 from Georgia, and so on, it becomes 25 changes, for example, maybe they are too many. We shall evaluate together and decide out of the 25, maybe we are going to implement only 3, maybe.
Yes.
So,
Okay, we'll see.
I agree with you, okay? We have to be very practical, not to do theoretical work.
Okay, so now we start the pre-pilot test and thinking and dreaming about the meeting in Turkey, nothing else. Okay, what I can do with COVID? I am disappointed, but I will have the 3rd dose of vaccination the next week, but I am afraid to do that, but I must do it. Okay. Just for obligation, nothing else.
The German Prime Minister said, responsible for health, he said, by the end of February, we have vaccinated people or dead people. That's it. If you are vaccinated, you have the possibility to survive. If you're not vaccinated, by the end of February, you'll be dead. That's the German population.
Yeah, my mother and my father, they have 2 Sinovac and 2 BioNTech. So they have 4 vaccines. And if there is another one, I will take them and go for vaccination, because I don't want to lose them for this like stupid virus.
Exactly. Exactly.
So go, Sofia, we support you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So-
probably in January, we will have me and Tuba, because this is a kind of rule for the academics. We will have the 3rd BioNTech in the mid-January. So we are really counting the days, because we really bored here to be here and don't go anywhere. So,
Well,
and sometimes I am telling, please kidnap me to any European countries by passing too many airports, because I want to go. Really, it is really like you feel yourself like stucking. And you guys, you met at least 1 or 2 times, but we haven't seen you.
True. All right. I have
ciao.
to go
Bon
as well.
appetit. Bon appetit. He's running to it. So thank you very much for your time. Thank you very much for your cooperation and your support.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you Mia, again.
Bye
for-
bye.
Bye.
Thank you. the
Bye.
meeting.
Have a nice day.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Raquel. Bye.